Hello, friends. Happy Monday. It doesn't feel like a Monday. I don't know why it doesn't feel like a Monday to me at the moment. But today, I have like a very much like she just rolled out of bed vibe going on right now. But we are gonna do like some big bouncy curls, kind of like how to fake a blowout if you don't actually want to like wash your hair and get it wet. So let's kind of just jump in and get started. I am on third or fourth day hair at the moment. I do have naturally pretty fine hair and I do have hair extensions. They are natural beaded rose, so it's a weft. It's really hard to see them. There you go. It's a weft extension that I have. So I'm gonna get started by by brushing out my hair. And for that, we are gonna use this brush from Cortex Beauty. I've tried a million different brushes and I'm just like, whatever, but honestly, this is probably one of the best brushes I've ever used. Specifically, it is an eco-friendly brush. So it's made out of polymers, and the entire process of making these brushes, these Cortex Beauty brushes, there are no carbon emissions that go into the environment, which is really awesome. And so they're made of renewable materials, plants, grasses. And on top of that, I just find that it works really, really nicely. It doesn't pull on my hair. I usually kind of start at the bottom and go up. Now this brush is typically $29.99. During the live stream, it is only $25.49, so you definitely save a little bit there. And it just does such a nice job. I also love the venting in the back of the brush. I think this would be great to use as like a paddle brush during a blowout. And it just does such a nice job. Like if I do have any tangles in my hair, I know that they're there, but it doesn't get caught on them. See, I've got one back here. My personal hair tangles really, really, really easily, whereas my extension hair does not, because my hair is just so fine. So that like literally didn't really take me very long. There's one side all done. And then let's kind of go on the other side. I like to kind of start at the top just to get it out of my roots. And then I'll go down to the bottom of the hair. So I wasn't really aware that Cortex Beauty has so many different products. I definitely want to try some more of their other products, especially this eco-friendly line. I do try to be as sustainable as possible in my beauty routine, so I like to use products when I can that lessen the impact on the environment, this brush being one of them. Also, other ways you can do that include using reusable makeup remover products, so like reusable cotton rounds, the makeup eraser, like makeup removing cloths are really good for that as well too. Okay, that was pretty dang easy. I love this brush. It's actually like my new favorite. I just know I'm not gonna like hurt my head, hurt my scalp when I use this Cortex Beauty brush. Okay, so now we're all smooth, which is great. I am gonna section my hair. I'm gonna basically just take out my hair and we'll start kind of just by curling the extensions first. So let's get this hair up here. Have you guys been messing with rollers lately? Like, not foam rollers, Velcro rollers. I feel like they're kind of all the rage, especially for people who like don't have the Dyson Airwrap, which I have one up here you guys can probably see. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab just like a hair clip. Just clip this up really quick here. And so we are gonna be using this T3 single pass curling iron today. This is the darker color, which I really like. It has 5 heat settings, goes all the way up to 410. So let's just, I'm gonna put it on like 3 for this lower portion of my hair. And let's, whoops, I've been such a butterfingers lately, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of a heat protectant in my hair as well, just to make sure, I got that in my mouth. Just to make sure we're not damaging our hair any more than necessary. Clearly did a great job with my clip. Okay, and then I think a key to like really beautiful curls is just making sure that there's no tangles in your hair. So while our curling iron is heating up, I'm still using that Cortex Beauty brush to really comb it out. Okay, so a little bit more about this curling iron. It's typically $149. On the live stream today, it's only $127.49. I love T3 products. I think they're really phenomenal. They first and foremost started out as a technology company, and I feel like that is really important when it comes to creating tools like this, because I think they understand the technology and the science behind hair and how to make sure that you're not damaging it, that type of thing. So the whole point of the single pass curling iron is that, just like the name, you only have to go over each curl once. The more you go over your hair and apply heat, the more damage you're going to apply to it. So the best thing to do is to only have to use it once. And so they do this by this gorgeous ceramic barrel, which has really awesome consistency as far as heat application to the hair goes throughout the entire barrel. Whether the hair hits here or here, it's going to get the same amount of heat, and so you're going to get a uniform curl. It has a clamp on here as well too. Sometimes I do like to use this without the clamp, and I'll just hold it open and use it kind of as a wand. It has a soft touch end here, which you can use to stand it up and hold on to, so you're not going to burn yourself. And then it's also got a 360 swivel for the cord here, so you're not going to get tangled. It is a serialized product, so you can also register this with their warranty, which is really awesome. I always register my products when they come in because you never know when you're going to have an issue. Okay, so let's get started. We are going to use like really big sections today. This is actually going to be a fairly quick process because we don't want tight curls. We really just want something nice and bouncy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab this in the middle of the hair, grab the end, and I'm just going to curl around. And I don't want to go too high up. I'm actually going to leave most of the end out. And they say once you feel the hair is hot, it should be done. So we're going to just let the ends in for a second. And then I am going to hold the top of the hair, let the curl out. But then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand underneath and cup the curl for about 10 seconds to let it cool. And so this is going to help it retain that shape without applying any more heat. Looks like a little cinnamon roll. Okay. And there we go. We're just going to pop that behind our head. Okay, I'm going to do this section next. I'm going to pop this really just into like 2 sections here. I'm going to brush it again, just make sure that there's nothing there. You can see I already kind of have curled ends here, so I might leave this one out a little bit. And same thing, we're going to pop it in the middle, curl it around, just give it a second there. All right, we're going to hold the hair, pull the iron out, and then again, go from the bottom and let the curl fall. And we're going to hold on to it for 10 seconds. This is a great hair tutorial to do if you are somebody who doesn't want to style their hair every day or your hair doesn't hold curl very well. I'd say this is awesome. A couple more seconds. Okay. And let's toss it back. And then we'll do this last section. Now this is more of my natural hair, so I like to go for a little bit less time on my natural hair than I would the hair extensions. And I'm going to leave my ends out again because I did this recently and I don't want to over curl those. Now if you were using a larger curling iron barrel, this is 1.25 inches, you could probably go for a little bit longer. Careful of your ear always with curling irons. I'm just gonna hold it. So it's kind of a blend of like what you would typically do with a curling wand, but we're doing it with a barrel, and we want to kind of fake like a beautiful blowout look. Okay, I'm not gonna hold that one as long. All right, and this is what we've got going on back here. Really pretty kind of waves there. Let's do the other side. Let's brush it out. We already applied our heat protectant. I'm gonna take a big chunk from underneath here. I'm gonna just tuck this into my bra, or my little onesie on the other side here. And same thing. Mostly going for like the shaft, like the mid shaft of the hair. And I have this on the 3rd heat setting. This is a lot of hair, so I'm gonna leave it a little bit longer. Okay, let's grab it here and get that curl out. And then we'll hold. I can feel it, it's hot in my hand, so you wanna hold it until it's like pretty cooled down. And I'm not gonna apply any hairspray today. My hair doesn't react very well to hairspray, so we're not gonna do too much of that. But if you want to add hairspray, you totally could. Okay, let's toss it back. And then we'll just do 2 sections here. Again, both of these are pretty thick sections. And again, I am leaving those ends out. But if you have not already done this, like I'm refreshing basically, you could put the ends in. I just want to reduce the heat damage on them. And if you do sections that are smaller, you can totally hold them for less time. Like definitely adjust this to whatever's going to work best for your hair type. Okay, let's pop that back there. And then this is our last bottom section. My natural hair is in here, so I'm going to go a little bit more quickly than I otherwise might. And hold. I really do think letting it curl, letting it cool in your hand like this makes such a big difference. Oh, these look so pretty. Okay, we're just going to toss those behind our shoulders, continue to let those cool. Now up here, we're going to do something a little bit different, and that's where these clips are going to come in. These are the No Crease clips by PSX Danielle, and I love these for a couple different reasons. Let's see if I can get all the hair that did not get curled. So I like to, when I do my upper, like the curling of my personal hair, I always want to make sure that it stays, because I just don't, my hair is just, it's a lot finer, it's very soft, and it doesn't hold curl as well. So we're going to use these clips. Oh, I can't even see. These are the ones we're using. It comes with a set. This is a set of 8. I think this is a great deal. Even the $12 full price is a great deal. $10.20 on the live stream. Got 4 different colors. They're all matte finish, which I really like, and they come in these cute little bow shapes and then the regular shapes. And so you can use these to hold curls. You can use these to kind of keep your hair out of your face when you're doing your makeup. You can use these to, let's say I'm going to curl my bangs later and I'm going to pin them back and let them cool. And that's the best way to kind of make that happen for me. So I'm going to start with this section here. I'm going to brush through. I am going to turn down the heat on my curling iron because I'm not working with extension hair anymore. And as usual, I'll do some heat protecting spray. And I think I'm gonna like separate these into like a top. Yeah, we'll do like a top section and a bottom section. So we're gonna do the same thing with our curling iron. About halfway down. And I'm gonna leave those ends out. And really not gonna do that for very long, maybe like 5 to 7 seconds max. And it does provide a really pretty curl. So I'm gonna put that curl in my hand. So I've got the curl here, and then I'm gonna take one of the PSX Danielle clips, and I'm going to clip the curl to my head. I look a little crazy, but we're gonna do it right there. And then we're gonna go in with this section and do the same thing. And so the goal here is for the hair to cool in a position where it's going to create more volume. And if you have fine hair like me that doesn't hold curls very well, then it's going to hold that curl, but that clip is not going to cause any creasing. Okay, so the best way I find to get the curl like in your hand, like rolled up properly, is just to let it fall there, as if you were going to like let it cool. So did that. Oh, I'm not doing amazing on this one. That's okay though. Yeah, okay, so let's let it. I might actually just curl it around my finger like this. Okay, and we're going to use another one of those clips. Okay. And then I've got one more section here. This is like a really, really tiny bit of hair. I'm going to show you guys how you could also use this as a wand as well if you wanted to. So you basically would, I'm going to go back to the iron. You would keep the clamp open and just put the hair around the barrel and hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And then you can just let it fall off. Really, really, really easy. Grabbing another clip. And I'm going to put that clip through the curl and just clip it right there. Okay. Well, let's do the other side really quick. I'm not going to break this side into as many sections, just because I'm not going anywhere, so it's okay. Alrighty. Section's a little bit bigger. That's fine. Let's do a little bit of, just make sure we get our heat protectant on here. Super, super important to always use heat protectant on your hair to make sure that it's going to not be damaged by all of the repetitive like heat that we use on our hair all the time. Okay, so let's grab the curling iron. We'll go mid shaft. I have this on a second heat setting. I'm gonna leave that end out because we don't necessarily want like a full curl look. We're just kind of like trying to fake a blowout. So, okay, I'm gonna hold here, pull that down, and then we're gonna use the clip to clip up the curl. So I'm gonna let the curl fall into my hand. And then I'm going to clip it up here with the no crease clip. I want to get that end, so I'm going to... Okay, so we've got our little curl clipped up there. Let's do this last section and then we'll do bangs. I grew up in Australia, and in Australia they call like your bangs is your fringe. And I remember I got bullied so badly when I first moved to the US for calling it that, because like people didn't know what a fringe was. It just like was not a term that people used. It was actually like, it was sad. There were like so many more examples of that too, but okay. So we've got our little curls clipped and cooling. Not an expert at this, but you know, we figured it out. Okay, next thing I'm gonna do is just use this kind of as a wand to curl my bangs. And I just like to go really briefly, and I hold it at this angle so that the hair falls away from my face. Let's do the same thing. I always have a hard time doing the other, like there's always one side of my head that I have a harder time curling. I don't know if you guys have that same problem. I'm also trying to film in a camera, so maybe that's why. Okay, we'll let this go. Okay. So we're pretty much done with the curling iron at this point. Like you could keep it on if you wanted to. Oh, I forgot to mention, this does have a 1 hour shut off time as well too. So if you're, you know, concerned about like you forget to leave the curling iron on, you can totally just not worry about it because it's gonna shut off after an hour. Okay, so this is where we're at. We've got some like really pretty thick curls back here. We are actually gonna brush these out with the Cortex brush. Let's pull it up here for you guys. Because we don't want to be, I actually do think this looks so cute. This would look super cute too with like little space buns. Oh my gosh. But so I'm actually gonna brush the curls out because we want it kind of to look like a nice little blowout. So we're gonna just brush those out a little bit. You know those TikToks that are like all the rage where you see a hairstylist doing hair and they use the round brush to do the curls? I just think that's like the coolest thing. Okay, so mission accomplished down here. I think this looks really, really pretty. I would normally leave these up top in for about like 5 to 10 more minutes, but for the sake of the live, I'm gonna take them out now. And so I want to start with my the first one that I did. You could also spray these with hairspray as well too. Okay. And I always say like don't judge the process. It might look really bad at first, but like once you have it all brushed out, that's what like really matters. Okay, we'll take out this one. Okay, and then I would normally actually, I'm gonna just like let those cool down there a little bit. What I like to do before I'm at my destination is I will take one of these types of clips, the Danielle clips, and I will use them to keep my bangs in place while I'm driving. So I'll tend to hold like a piece of hair like this back here, and I'll just clip it like that. And then that will actually hold my bangs in the right spot. Otherwise, my bangs tend to like lose curl faster than any other place on my head. We only did 2 over here. I'm just gonna take these out one at a time. And obviously the longer you let these set for, the more volume and like the better it's gonna look. We just did them really quickly. And then again with this, I would like clip this back here with one of these no crease clips. And that is that. Now I'm gonna take those out. Just kind of wanted to show you guys what it would look like as an example. I am going to use the brush and just try to smooth out some of this. When it comes to my natural hair blending with extensions, I don't always use the brush. I actually don't know if I really want to use the brush, your fingers can also get the job done. Okay, and that is the final look. I mean, when we started, our hair was clean, but it like definitely wasn't like fresh blowout. And so that is the goal. We used really large sections of that 1.25-inch curling iron, and then we brushed them out at the end. And I think it gives us just this like beautiful, like really light waves. And these are gonna, for me at least, they'll fall out as the day goes on and look even more like we got a blowout. So if you guys have any questions, please, please, please let me know. All three of these products are awesome. I'll do like a super quick recap for you guys because I do have a couple more minutes. This was the Cortex Beauty brush that we used to kind of smooth down our hair to start with. It's eco-friendly, made from polymers. There's no carbon emissions when they make these brushes, and they're vented. So I think it'd be great for like a real blowout. Then we spent the majority of the time today working with that T3 single pass curling iron. If you have one of these, make sure to register it with the warranty. I always do. T3 has a great warranty. It's got a 1-hour shut-off time, 5 heat settings. The tip here is heat-proof, so you're not going to burn yourself or burn your counter when you set it down. And it's got this gorgeous ceramic barrel. And so we spent most of our time with that. We did like really nice big sections to get these gorgeous, gorgeous waves. And then last but not least, I feel like for me, the star of the show tends to be these no crease clips. I can't get enough of them. I actually have a couple that I just have kept in my car at this point because if I do my hair and then I like pin my bangs back, I know that they'll stay. So that was it. We just used 3 products today along with like a heat protectant. You could totally add more to that. Use a hairspray. For me, hairspray doesn't tend to work really well because my hair's super fine. But I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. I'm going to be doing another one, a little bit more fashion focused, either later this week or next week. So please, please follow me on Verishop. You can shop my collections where I have all my favorite items. And I will see you guys next time.